am here to present the echoes of great leader Martin Luther King Jr. Martin Luther King Jr. was a Baptist minister and social activist who played a key role in the civil rights movement in the United States. He played a pivotal role in ending the legal segregation in the South and other parts of the United States. Martin Luther King Jr. dreamed that all inhabitants of the United States would be judged by their personal qualities and not by the color of their skin. His original name was Michael King Jr. He was born on 15 January 1929 in Atlanta, Georgia. At the age of 6, one of his white playmates announced that his parents would no longer allow him to play with Martin because he was black and his friend was white. This made Martin sad and angry, and he was determined to act against this. In 1954, he became a pastor of the Baptist Church, and at the same time, he was always a strong worker for civil rights of his race. Martin Luther King Jr. was a driving force behind watershed events such as the Montgomery bus boycott and the 1963 March on Washington. On December 1, 1955, one among the African Americans refused to give up a seat to a white passenger on a Montgomery bus and was arrested. Activists coordinated a bus boycott that would continue for 381 days. This boycott placed a severe economic strain on the public transit system. Martin Luther King Jr. was selected as a protest leader and official spokesman. Martin Luther King Jr. was greatly influenced by Mahatma Gandhi's philosophy of non-violence. A right is the language of the unheard. These words remain relevant today as it was uttered 50 years ago by Martin Luther King Jr. After that, on August 28, 1963, Martin Luther King Jr. organized a march to Washington to shed light on the discriminations that the black Americans continued to face across the country. About 2 lakh participants were attended in the march. The speech he gave at the march with the words, "I have a dream," is one among the most iconic speeches in the American history. In his speech, he proclaimed that, "I have a dream that my 4 children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character." Martin Luther King Jr. was awarded Nobel Peace Prize in 1964 for his non-violent campaign against racism. His birthday is remembered each year as federal holiday since 1986. He continues to be remembered as one of the most influential and inspirational African American leaders in history. Thank you and have a nice day.